back to IBA's series on building a house, from concept to handover of keys. Today we will look at contracts that you may come across and what to look out for. Garrick, people often comment on how complicated contracts look and scared. What advice can you give us?
Justine, I think it's important to realise that a contract is just an agreement setting out the rights and obligations between the parties to a transfer of an asset. When we're looking at building a house, there are two contracts. There's a contract for the land and there's a contract for the building. Both of them come in standard formats, either provided by the local state government authorities or by industry associations such as the Master Builders Association and the Housing Industry Association. And they're generally used by 95% of people entering into contracts. The important thing to remember is it's best to get legal advice. They are long and they can be somewhat complex. The lawyers and conveyancers are used to dealing with them, and so they can run through them pretty quickly and they can point out any issues to you. So I think that's the key, is get some advice before entering into a contract.
What do you mean by type of contracts?
There's three main types of building contracts for single residential dwellings. It's a fixed price contract, a guaranteed maximum price contract, and a cost plus contract. A fixed price contract, or a lump sum contract as they're sometimes called, sets out a predetermined price for building your house. But you need to be aware that there are changes which can increase that price over the period of time. A guaranteed maximum price contract is a variation on the fixed price contract where the ability to increase the price is limited severely. But you need to be aware in that instance that it's a higher risk for the builder, so there is going to be a higher price at the end. A cost plus contract is appropriate for unusual, larger or very specific types of dwelling where you have a greater degree of flexibility in what you can build. In essence, the builder provides you with the cost of providing materials and services and a predetermined margin which you're responsible for paying. Once again, you have more flexibility but higher cost.
Garrick, how much of a deposit is required for a building contract?
The state government set out the maximum price, so it varies across Australia. In most states it's 5%, so it's a maximum deposit of 5%. Western Australia has a maximum of 6.5% and New South Wales 10%.
What kind of help would the government provide me?
Each state provides a first homeowners grant, which range between $10,000 and $25,000, and there are eligibility criteria. To establish your entitlement, the easiest way is a quick online search, and that will determine your eligibility for all of these grants. And I think it's also good to remember that IBA provides a number of regional incentives, so looking on their website to see whether you're entitled is also a good idea.
Thanks, Garrick. For further resources, head to IBA's website and you'll find a lot of information there. In our next presentation, we're focusing on choosing the right builder for you. We look forward to seeing you then.